Today we're going to be talking about Gordon Ramsay and a dark side to him that not enough people explore. Gordon Ramsay needs no introduction as one of the most popular chefs in the world. His TV shows have been a massive hit where he critiques incompetent chefs in their own restaurant or in Hell's Kitchen, and he does so unapologetically, often screaming at the people he faces. It's without a doubt cathartic to watch people who are very arrogant about their position be put in their place by someone who knows more than them. However, in all of this footage, there is something incredibly morbid that is right under the noses of everyone involved. And it is the bodies and secretions of animals who fell victim to the industry that Gordon is in. You see, Gordon profits very heavily off the bodies of animals, and though he's recognised now that a plant-based diet is something to be explored and respected within the culinary world, there is unfortunately no scarcity of how many animals Gordon has used the bodies and secretions of. In fact, Gordon has been up close and personal with the very victims, and he came under fire from not only vegans, but non-vegans alike for something that he recently did. Gordon, for some reason, decided to upload this video to TikTok.
Yummy, yum, 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 yum. Yummy, yum, 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 yum. Which one's going in the oven first? You. Oven time.
His comment section was filled with comments from people who weren't even seemingly vegan, expressing their disgust with Gordon in this video. Leave them alone. Wait until that vegan teacher sees this. Oh my god, I'm not even veggie, but no, those poor little lambs. I think Gordon has finally lost his chill. Someone do something before it's too late. Okay, I'm not vegan or vegetarian, but that crosses the line. I'm not even vegetarian, but this is very sad. And yeah, it is very sad. This could be something that would be quite funny, but unfortunately he is actually going to kill them and put them in the oven. And if he doesn't kill them, then he'll get someone else to do it for him. Because as we've mentioned on this channel before, Gordon's not actually all that comfortable with the killing process.
Luckily for me, the two purebred lambs are good for the chop, so we load them up for their final journey. We can't leave Gavin alone in our garden, so he's coming too.
Gavin, you are one lucky little boy, mate, I tell you. Huh? Hey. Hey. Oh dear, here we go again. I'm not very good when it comes to these kind of situations. Stun, instantly.
Instantly.
Seconds. Throat. And
Throat
then...
cut, and then up onto the line.
Yeah.
Oh.
From start to finish, how long?
20 seconds from stun to stick time.
Yes.
If you hold them steady, okay, they're going to fall over, induce an epileptic fit, chained up, and then put on the elevator.
Right.
And watch me stick them outside if you want to.
Thankfully, I'm not attached. Purposely, I didn't get close to them. Watching it now, and being part of it now, is crucial for me.
Right.
But it's awful when you see them just before it's going to happen.
Yeah. Last thing on my mind right now is Kevin's part.
So yeah, he'll likely get someone else to do it for him. Which, if my knowledge of people hiring hitmen is anything to go by, if you hire the hitman, you're still complicit in the murder. So, still a bad thing. Lifting Vegan Logic over on Instagram made a video where Gordon was doing the exact same thing, only they weren't little lambs, they were dogs.
I'm going to eat you. Yummy, yum, 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 yum. Yummy, yum, 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 yum. Which one's going in the oven first? You.
If that's something that makes people uncomfortable, then they should question what the morally relevant difference is between dogs and lambs that makes one of these instances sadistic, horrific, something that you just don't do. But in the other context, okay, well, it's sad, but like, I really like lamb chops though. And it's sad how there are people in this comment section who are actually part of this entire process. But when they see those animals up close and personal, suddenly, it's a sad thing, there's no chill, it's not acceptable, but they'll still pay for it to happen. Just as long as you close the door, okay? We can't see the killing. It's absolutely fine. I'm slowly learning how the world works. Apparently this is perfectly fine and we should just let this happen, okay? Back in the day, Gordon was very opposed to this whole vegan vegetarian thing. But yeah, as I said previously, he's kind of come around to the idea of plant-based eating being something to be explored within the culinary world. But recently on my live stream, we watched a video where Gordon, tried to get a vegetarian to consume flesh once more. It's weird, he's a chef, but apparently then he became a nutrition expert.
When was the last time you sat down to a really good piece of meat?
A good 3.5 years ago.
Any reason?
I think having started at the zoo, you kind of start to get a different outlook on how animals are treated
Sure.
and the sort of meat that you eat.
Yeah.
I was always careful about what meat I ate before.
So you would eat meat if it was,
Yeah.
probably reared, organic.
So I'm throwing her in at the deep end with a delicious protein-rich steak.
This is the kind of beef it's reared in Ayrshire. Yeah, it's fed on grass in the summer. Swedes and turnip in the winter. So it's a proper organic beef.
When I did eat meat, I would try and eat organic. I don't like the way
No.
animals are mass-produced.
No, and I stand strong on that one, nor do I.
Acting like there's something magical in flesh that this person needed. Given that the scientific consensus seems to state that plant-based diets are suitable for all stages of life, I don't know what Gordon's really talking about here. But I guess people will kind of say anything in order to continue to justify behavior that they've engaged in. Because imagine how difficult it would be if you were in an industry engaging in something that literally entailed so many horrific rights violations to others that, you couldn't deal with the mounting guilt if you realized just how horrible the thing is that you've engaged in was. To go through that thought process, to have an epiphany and realize actually you've done something terrible and you must amend that and not do that any longer, is something that is quite internally torturous. Trust me, I know. Because I'm vegan now, and I wasn't previously. But we cannot escape just how messed up this is. And that's why when we see these things happen, like the TikTok that Gordon uploaded, we have this horrific, visceral response. And it might be why people like Gordon get all defensive when someone like that vegan teacher comes along and questions that. Then they'll eat the body of an exploited and killed animal to meme on them.
His feelings and his actions do not match. So he makes a little joke about it. I'm going to eat you, ha ha ha. But that might actually be a bit of a hard feeling for him to address. So he's just making a bit of a dad joke here. But it turns out it made him look like a sadistic, horror story, Freddy Krueger, creepazoid, animal abuser. Gordon Ramsay hasn't been any stranger to making fun of vegans and veganism and animal rights. I remember a video once him eating a burger to mock that vegan teacher, like literally eating the dead body of an animal who died in a slaughterhouse in a horrific way to mock a vegan. Like, that's the type of humour he does. Like, this should come as no surprise.
And there's more instances of him making some sort of game or mockery out of the suffering and the killing of these animals. In one of his episodes of Kitchen Nightmares, which featured the Black Pearl, he made some sort of interactive grab game where a customer could come in, potentially grab the lobster and get their meal for free. It's really disturbing to think of a situation where you're confined to a space and someone is trying to make a game out of the meal you'll be made into. And if you're not vegan and you're watching this and you think, oh, it's just a dumb animal, what about that animal is so different that suddenly means, okay, well, we can kill them. Humans are also animals. We're sentient beings just like those animals are. We experience, and when something is painful, we suffer. When something is nice, we have a lovely time. It's a collective experience that we're having, and we're all having it as human beings on different levels, as are the other animals. So basically, Gordon has been promoting a lifestyle that, in the grand scheme of things, leads to over 100 billion land animals being killed every single year, those of whom end up being artificially inseminated, mutilated, having parts of their bodies cut off without anaesthetic, having their throats slit, being bolt gunned in the head, gassed. I get bored of saying all this shit because there's just so much stuff that happens. It's absolutely atrocious that I have a list ready of all the horrible things we do to these animals. This truly is a dark side to Gordon Ramsay, and he seems to be in no rush to make any change whatsoever. He has seen firsthand what happens to these animals, even in the best conditions, and he was deeply uncomfortable with it. You don't have to be uncomfortable when you cut up a soy plant. What are we doing? And my God, you've messed up when even the non-vegans are left queasy by your behaviour. This is a starkly obvious, morbid aspect of what Gordon Ramsay engages in. And if you saw his TikTok and felt uncomfortable, and you actually participate in the industry, do know that not only those lambs are going to be sent off to be killed, but billions of others, hundreds of billions of others will suffer the same fate. You will not get a chance to know them, and they will not get a chance to live their life. And we've brought them into this world solely for the purpose of using them. It's 2022. We need to move with the times. We need to be better. And hopefully one day, Gordon will be touting the benefits of plant-based eating and won't involve animals in his process of making profit. Anyway, I think that's all that needs to be said. If you're someone who doesn't believe that this is a morbid side to what Gordon Ramsay engages in, then please leave a comment down below with your contentions and we can maybe go through them. Or if anyone would like to discuss or justify what Gordon does, I'm open to have a discussion or debate about it over on my channel. We really need to just get it together with this and see it for what it is. But unfortunately, the amount of horrific acts that take place, we couldn't even begin to comprehend. Our brains are not capable, are not ready to observe just how much suffering goes into the animal agriculture industry. So we really need people calling out for what it is, which is that animal agriculture is a stain on this planet and we will look back in complete shame. Anyway, thank you for watching. I do hope you're well. And until next time, lads, I will see you soon.